close-up look at all your Concho Valley High School football. This is Inside the Game, sponsored by Mitchell Automotive Group.
Welcome to Inside the Game. I'm your host, Jaden Hart. That's Cassie Munoz to my right. It's week 6, the Texas high school football season. Quieter than past weeks, only 11 of our area teams in action. The others, though, preparing for the start of district next week. But there was still plenty to talk about.
That's exactly right, Jade. And we still have some big games tonight, and it was Lakeview's homecoming in Central. Well, they were looking for their first district win of the season after their loss to Friendship last week.
Yeah, so we'll start there. It's the first time since the Cats have started out 0-1 in district since 2015. They were on the road taking on Odessa High, trying to make it 9 in a row against the Broncos.
It's a matchup that dates back to 1939. The Bobcats hold a 40-37-1 all-time record over Odessa, but could they add to that and snap their 3-game losing streak in the process?
Well, let's go out to Ratliff Stadium. First of 2 trips for the Cats this season to Odessa. Second quarter, Broncos up 14-7, third down. This is Diego Cervantes who hits Adrian Madrid. And Big Red takes a 21-7 lead. Bobcats trying to start something here. The handoff, Darius Floyd gets free, brought down in Broncos territory. Here, Central is faced with 4th down. Could they get something going? Hill, the completion, but stopped short of the change. Central actually led this thing at 7-0, but that was the only time they led all night, and they're going to fall tonight to Odessa High. First time the Cats are starting 0-2 in district since 2010.
Some more little Southwest Conference action. Abilene hosting Legacy. First quarter, Eagles give it to King Thomas. He finds corner touchdown. Eagles lead 7-0. Then Rebels with the ball. Pressure on the quarterback, scramble, and he throws it right to the Eagles' Beckham Paul with the pick. He returns it to the 3-yard line. Next play, Thomas takes in front for 3 yards out. Pat was no good. Here in just a second. 13-0 Eagles. Then here comes the Rebels. McKayling Young punches it in. The Rebels miss the Pat. It's 13-6 Abilene High. Then next, the Rebels possession. He takes it, hand off, and he's off and running. 45 yards for the touchdown. His score makes it a 20-13 ball game in the second quarter. And Legacy would come back to win this one, 42-33.
All right, some more Southwest Conference football. Friendship taking on the Odessa Permian Panthers. Friendship upset Central last week, at least what was considered an upset here on the first drive. Panthers' last 8 minutes is capped off by a touchdown run by Tristan Johnson. 7-0 Panthers. Then Friendship's first possession, they're going to fumble the exchange. Brandon Cusaro comes up with it. That would lead to a field goal for the Panthers. We're looking at a 10-0 score. So we go to the second quarter. Rodney Hall steps back to pass. That's Deontay Bass. And Bass is going to find some field and score from 25 yards out. Touchdown, Panthers. Friendship ran just 13 plays in the first half, but they almost made this one a good game. They came back, but fell short. 17-14 the final. And Permian is in the win column. So let's take a look at the standings here in 2-6A after 2 weeks. Midland Legacy and Midland High both undefeated. The only 2 teams undefeated after 2 weeks. It's crazy. They also were the 2 teams that have had their bye so far. Permian, Friendship, Abilene, and Odessa High all sitting at 1-1. Central at 0-2. But the big thing to look at with this so far in these standings, it's still anyone's ball game because look at how just packed things are. And typically at this time of the year, you'd normally see some 2-0s, 2-0s, and 0-2s. Fortunately for the Bobcats, even though they lost this game tonight, it's still going to be okay because all of those teams ahead of them, Abilene, Permian, Midland High, Legacy, still on the schedule coming up.
All right, well, next week's game, Midland versus Central on Thursday, then Permian versus Odessa. Friendship versus Legacy. Central needs to beat Midland High School, right, Jaden? So lots of success. So last 7 meetings, 2 more 11-man games in the Concho Valley tonight.
Yeah, we'll have those coming up. Just really quick, circling back to Central. The big thing for Central really is that Thursday night game against Midland High. if the Central is going to make a playoff run, like, this is the time to get things going. They need to win this football game. You need to win every football game, but seriously, with an 0-2 start to district play, a team that's above you in the standings, it's going to be one of those things that it's a must-win game for the Cats. Fortunately, as I stated when the standings were up, we still have several games left. There's 4 more to go. And taking a look at them one more time, just the fact that we're seeing 4 teams with 1-1 records through 2 weeks is huge for the Bobcats because you're only a game back. You just need to get in the top 4 to make the playoffs. So Central's still in this, despite what could be like a very bad start to district play. Obviously not what they wanted, but still plenty of fight left in this Bobcat team. And I think that Coach Crane and this group will eventually get things rolling.
That's right. They just need to find that momentum, and they'll get there.
They'll be all right. We got 2 more games, as Cassie said, that were 11 men in action coming up here on Inside the Game. Lakeview was looking to snap a homecoming losing streak after picking up their first win last night, and Wall and Shiner duking it out in Fredericksburg. We'll have those highlights right after this.
So if we're going to spend a third of our lives sleeping, shouldn't we try to get the best sleep possible? That's why Denver Mattress is all about that sleep life. And during the 4-day super sale, the more you buy, the more you save. Save $100 on every $1,000 you spend. Check out the Summit Euro Top for only $349.99. Or get an unbeatable deal on the Colorado mattress, now just $499.99. Plus 6 years no interest and free shipping right to your door. Denver Mattress, the easiest way to get the right mattress.
Fansville is back, and everything has changed.
College athletes can be in commercials now?
Dr. Pepper, it's the one DJ deserves.
Well, I want to be in a commercial.
Will you make me the happiest fan alive?
Coastal University?
I thought we decided on state.
No, that's what you decided.
They don't even have football.
The big day is finally upon us. Question is, will Jay and Natalie cross the goal line as one?
The transfer portal.
The legends are true.
Dr. Pepper, the one fans deserve.
Frontier's fiber optic gig service internet is here, with upload speeds 12 times faster than cable.
Finally, I can experience a humiliating loss to a 13-year-old without lagging out.
Finally, I can pull up, circle back, touch base, and unpack this.
Finally, we can watch 4K videos of people who desperately want our approval.
Do what cable can't, with Frontier's gig service and our 3-year price guarantee for just $59.99 per month, plus a Visa reward card on us.
It's time again for the Teacher of the Week, sponsored by Concho Educators Federal Credit Union. Go to ConchoValleyHomepage.com and tell us how your teacher goes above and beyond. They could win great prizes, including a plaque from Angelo Awards, a teacher appreciation bag from Concho Educators, a gift card from Holiday Cleaners, a flower bouquet from Southwest Florist, a delicious cake from City Cafe and Bakery, and a gift certificate from the Original Henry's. Teacher of the Week is sponsored by Concho Educators Federal Credit Union. Go to ConchoValleyHomepage.com for more info.
All right, welcome back. After 4 weeks of unfortunate losses, Lakeview added to the win column for the first time last week, beating down Brownfield 35-0.
That's right. The Chiefs welcome in Fabens to St. Angelo Stadium tonight. The two have faced each other 3 times in the past, Lakeview winning each by at least 20 points, Jaden.
Yeah, something to say about that. The Chiefs were trying to make it 2 in a row in front of the homecoming crowd. Something that hasn't been kind to Lakeview in recent years. The Chiefs looking for their first win on homecoming since 2010. So could they snap that streak?
Both teams are looking for their second wins of the season. Late in the first quarter, quarterback designed run to the outside, and it's Jacob Chapa who takes a hit, reaches over the goal line, and it's in for 6. Chiefs up 7-0 at that point. To the second, a wild play as the Wildcats quarterback gets picked off by Brandon Cruz. However, would lead to lose the ball to a fumble, and Fabian would recover. However, it's just 2 plays later. The Chief defense once again comes up big. Josh Torres with the fumble, and it's recovered by Juan Ortiz. For Lakeview, head coach Hector Guevara loving what his defense is doing in this first half. And if one interception was good, more is better. This time, it's Tavin White who steps in front of the pass to keep the Wildcats off the board. Under a minute before half, Lakeview taking a risk on 4th and 6 right around the midfield. Cade Henry drops back, unloads, and the deep ball to Chapa, who comes up with a catch at the 3-yard line. And then, just a play later, it's Josh Torres who takes it to extend the Lakeview lead 14-0. nothing. Streak is over. Lakeview gets their first win on homecoming since 2010, 20-8. Here's Coach Hector Guevara on tonight's win.
Yeah, it always feels good to get that support from the north side, and it feels good. The kids feed off of it, and hopefully, they remember what we did tonight and build on it. It was a good scene tonight, and a lot of fans, and it was exciting for the kids to get that victory. We just got to be able to adjust. We got to be able to make those decisions, on the fly, and not so much think about of what we have to do.
This update sponsored by Bug Express.
Now, Lakeview turns the page to next week as they are home again, hosting Hereford in their last non-district matchup. Last season, the Chiefs fell to the Whitefaces 35-14. Kickoff is set for 7 p.m. next Friday at San Angelo Stadium.
All right, well, our last 11-man game of the week was a big one. Two traditional powerhouse programs meeting up for the first time, and I'm talking about Wall and Shiner.
Yeah, the Comanches are ranked number 2 in 2A Division I, so they're quite the football team and came into today undefeated.
Don't forget defending state champs also. Right. And as for the Hawks, they've only lost one game, and it came in double overtime to Cisco, and have been proving people somewhat wrong so far this season. So let's go out to Fredericksburg, checking in at a neutral site game between Shiner and Wall. Battle in Billy Stadium already in the second quarter. Shiner up 7-zip, and that's Doug Brooks, the D1 prospect, finding a hole, and he's gone. Shiner up 14-0 for the 59-yard run. Later in the second, now it's Dalton Brooks. He's also a D1 commit, happens to be his brother, so he's going to score a touchdown. 20-0, Comanches just rolling away with this one. 40-yard scamper there. Now with seconds left, here's where we'll pick it up eventually in the second quarter. Wall in striking distance. Gabe Haskins finds Jacob Richardson. He gets the Hawks on the board, but they're down 14. And Shiner, coming into the third quarter, would finally start to pull away from good. This is Dalton Brooks again, scoring another touchdown. 28-7 at that point. Shiner's going to go on to take this one big, 42-14. So what's up for the Hawks? TLCA. The start of District 3-3A Division I play for both teams. The Eagles were off tonight with their bye week. Last season, Wall did beat down TLCA 72-0. However, it was also the first time the two programs had played one another. Kickoff for that one is 7 p.m. next Friday out at Hawk Stadium. And we will stay with 3-3A. They're getting underway next week. Here's a look at how each team in the district has done so far this season. And to no surprise, Jim Ned is still undefeated. The Indians have been in some close games, so don't write them in as a repeat district champion just yet. Early is also undefeated. However, their opponents are a combined 8 of 16 on the season, so no one really tough, but it's still a wait-and-see game. We know about Wall season. We add a loss to the column, so they're 2-2. Breckenridge, their lone win was against Jacksboro in Week 1. Clyde and TLCA are still winless, looking for those first wins in district play.
All the District 2-3A had bye weeks this week as they begin district play next week. One big game in that district is Brady versus Ballinger, which happens to be one of the biggest rivalries. And what's more is both teams are in the early district title conversations. Meanwhile, another team looking to get back on top is the Sonora Broncos. They will be on the road to take on Ingram Moore. Both of those games kick off at 7:30 next Friday. As for the Grape Creek Eagles, they are looking for their second win of the season when they take on the winless Bangs Dragons. This one is also a 7:30 kick. Here's a look at how each team in 2-3A Division II has done so far. The reigning district champs, Ballinger, with the best non-district record. Bearcats' only loss was to Jim Ned. Brady started the season with 2 wins, but is in a bit of a slump. The Bulldogs have lost back-to-back games. Sonora played through non-district schedule. All 3 of their losses were against playoff teams from last season, aside from the top 3 viewed as district title contenders. The other teams in the district have struggled so far, but the slate is clean, and it's anyone's ball game from this point forward.
Exactly. Anyone's ball game is the key word. word when we talk about the start of district play. And
right.
I guess, we want to stay with 2-3A Division II. Cassie, what are you kind of looking at for next week?
So Brady and Ballinger, that one is kind of one that's on my radar a little bit. Chuck Lipsy used to coach at Ballinger. Now he's at Brady, so that just kind of makes it more special, or even more special, I guess we should say.
Definitely, and obviously congrats to the Chiefs picking up that second win, a big win, and then next week, as she said, they're going to be playing Hereford, and if they can pick up 3 wins in a row heading into district play, then it'll be something special for the Lakeview Chiefs. We're still getting things going here on Inside of the Game. Coming up, 2 top 5 teams, Sterling City and Water Valley, in action tonight. Highlights from those games and the rest of the 6-game landscape right after this.
Wildcats, and you're watching Inside the Game.
This update sponsored by Bug Express.
Hi, I'm Mike with MGB, Mike's Gold Buyers. Gold and silver prices are terrific, which means more money for your gold, silver, and diamonds. Come to MGB and you'll say,
I sold gold and I like Mike.
On Avenue N by Angelo State.
If Lyndon Butler didn't have the passion and dedication to drive his ambition, he would have never gone after his own dream to start Butler's HVAC. More importantly, he never would have made a name for himself in the cooling and heating business. Butler's HVAC shares the same passion and dedication as Shane Thetford and the Unlimited Air team, which is why both companies are coming together to create a bigger, better, and more efficient Unlimited Air, where it's all about the service.
Hearing loss is not black and white, and it's not just about hearing, but we also have to take into consideration one's cognition, memory, processing abilities. It's not a one-size-fits-all with hearing. And so we have the time in our clinic to listen to our patients, to talk with their family members, to talk to anybody, to help our patients hear their best, and to walk with them on that journey to better hearing.
At Denver Mattress, we believe a little tranquility goes a long way. So add a little tranquility into your sleep with the Colorado mattress. Packed with over 500 individually wrapped coils. And made in the USA at our very own Denver Mattress Factory, the Colorado mattress is the perfect combination of comfort and value. Visit your local Denver Mattress today and take one home for only $499.99. The Colorado mattress, only at Denver Mattress. The easiest way to get the right mattress.
With webcasts, push alerts, and website exclusives, all completely free, behind 0 paywalls. ConchoValleyHomepage.com isn't just news for San Angelo. It's keeping you connected to the Concho Valley.
Well, thanks for sticking with us. Let's jump into some 6-man football. We had 6 games going on in the area tonight. We start with the highest-ranked team and the defending state champs, Sterling City, hosting the Eden Bulldogs. Both teams with 1 loss who would keep it that way. Eagle Stadium, the site for this one, and homecoming for Sterling City. Game gets underway after an hour rain delay. First Eagles play from scrimmage. Jace Clark collects a low snap, finds Damian Carlton, and he does the rest. Check out this run. He puts on the brakes, cuts the backup field, fights off the 1 tackle, and turns the Bulldogs defense. Sterling City up 6-0. Right after the kickoff, first Eden play from scrimmage. Cade Elliott takes out the quarterback. Clark scoops up the loose ball, and Eagles up 14-0. Then Sterling City's defense wasn't done. Still in the first, Julian Gamboa heaves one downfield. Calderon picks it off, and he would show off the moves again, weaving his way through traffic, breaking tackles left and right. Touchdown Eagles, 28-0. The Eagles defense was not done. Will Cisco pokes the ball free, and then Kaz Johnson comes up with it, runs it in for another touchdown. And they would go on to end this one early in Mercy Rule fashion, 52-6.
We'll stay with District 8-1A. Robert Lee hosting Grady. We'll pick it up the first quarter. Steers with a big play. Michael Munoz moving around in the pocket. Check out this beauty. Perfect pass to Noah Escamilla for the touchdown. Robert Lee up 6-0, but Grady answers right back. In the red zone, that's Gunnar Cherry who takes the pitch and meets some steers at the goal line. However, he punches in. Game tied at 6. Later in the quarter, Robert Lee back up 14-6, and Munoz hits Escamilla again. That's his third touchdown of the half. That made it 20-6 Steers. Then Robert Lee would start to pull away for good. This is Braden Sherwood who takes the pitch, follows his blocks, touchdown Steers, and they're going to pick up the big win on homecoming tonight. Final score 56-52. And the last team out of that district, Bront was taking on Hermley, the team that Sterling City played in the first round of the playoffs last year. Cardinals mercy ruled the Longhorns 51-0. Bront and Sterling City face one another to kick off district play next week. And while Sterling City might be the defending state champs and second-ranked team in the state, there's another local team that deserves just as much attention and recognition this season. The fourth-ranked Water Valley Wildcats, a team that came out of nowhere last season, is now a legitimate state title contender. They've mercy ruled 9 of their last 12 opponents and so far are off to a perfect 5-0 start. So would the Wildcats keep that train rolling? And I'll go ahead and answer that question for you. Yes, they would. First quarter, Water Valley scores on the first play from scrimmage. Then Cannon Weiss would add to that. That's a touchdown, 16-0. Those Water Valley Wildcats rolling, continuing to show up in front of the homecoming crowd. Next position, guess who? Weiss again, touchdown, just trotting in untouched, 24-zip. And then how about the hat trick for Weiss? He's just been making people look silly all year, last year as well. And this guy is special because look at that, clear in front of him. No one's going to touch him. 32-0 at that point. Now let's go to the second quarter. Let's get a big man touchdown from the Wildcats. Mark Gonzalez takes the pitch, and he makes it in for another Wildcat touchdown. And those Water Valley Wildcats stay undefeated. They get the mercy rule win, 68-6. They start district play next week.
Now we'll go over to the Battle of the Hornets, Erion County's homecoming game. Starting in the first, under 7 minutes left, ball is snapped. Trevin Cofield finds Jordan Harrison, and he takes it down the field untouched. Erion County on top, 14-8 at this point. Then we'll stay in the first. Blackwell responds. Dylan Taylor gets it to Bladewood, and he throws it deep to Kyler Cummings. Blackwell now takes a 2-point lead, 16-14. Later in the first, Erion County looking to get back on top. This time, Harrison hands it off to Cofield, and he takes it outside, and he sheds off a couple Blackwell defenders. And he gets it into the end zone. Erion County now up 22-16. Then at the end of the first, Cofield looks downfield, finds Bo Morrow wide open, and he just takes it in. Erion County would run away with this one, 67-40.
All right, let's go out to Paint Rock. Indians hosting Midland TLCA for homecoming first quarter. Obviously, we were going to pick this one up, and here Paint Rock gets on the board first. Jorge Garcia takes the handoff, hits the hole, and beats the Eagles defender, 6-0 Indians. And they would continue the scoring. The double reverse, it faked the cameraman out, and that's Brandon Belk who ends up with it. No one's going to catch him. Paint Rock scores another touchdown. They gave him a 13-0 lead. And then Belk, some trickery off to Mason Mears, and he's in for another Paint Rock touchdown in the first quarter. How about one more time? Let's just keep adding it on. Garcia gets the pitch, rounds the corner, and Paint Rock scores and is going to improve to 5-1 before they start district play. Indians get the win big, 52-7.
So, Jaden, 2 of our Concho Valley teams are supposed to face each other this week in non-district matchup. That would have been the Olphin Mustangs and the Very Best Falcons. But due to some unforeseen circumstances, they were not able to play tonight. So we'll catch up with them later next week, hopefully. Yeah,
and again, all of these teams are getting ready to start district play. You know, Water Valley and Sterling City, the two the teams right now in the top 5. It's pretty cool to have 2 area teams in the top 5 because rarely you see that. And I've talked about it on this show, just the fact that they could meet in the state title game. I know you've been following those Wildcats.
The Water Valley Wildcats.
Yes.
We love those Water Valley Wildcats. But, you know, we also love Sterling City just as much, right?
Yeah, no, we love both of them. But obviously, these are 2 teams that I think could really be special this season. But, hey, we're not done. We're going to have a preview of the 7 teams that had bye weeks in Class 2A. But before we do that, let's send it over to this week's Bowls Fan Cam.
Catering for Inside the Game is provided by Double Dave's Pizza Works.
Days are built on mornings, and Whataburger is built on burgers. Mornings, burgers. Yeah. The limited-time breakfast burger is back at Whataburger. Available by dine-in, drive-thru, curbside, and delivery.
Daddy, where's Mr. Bubbles?
Life can be uncomfortable.
Well, Mommy and I...
Your home doesn't have to be. Rheem makes it easy to find the heating and cooling equipment that's just right for your home. So whatever the season, whatever your budget, you can stay comfortable, even in the most uncomfortable situations.
Call West Tex Air, your local Rheem experts.
By definition, steel is an alloy with qualities of hardness and strength, combined with iron and other metals to yield a unique product. Similarly, WW-AFCO Steel's commitment to quality and industry-leading experience meld a blend of excellence and stability unmatched in the industry. WW-AFCO Steel is one of the largest fabricators of steel bridges, structural and industrial projects in North America. We're looking for welders and fitters for our San Angelo and Abilene locations. If you'd like to come and grow with our company, please send your resume to kbartz at www.afcosteel.com.
The Locker Room is back on ConchoValleyHomepage.com with high school football scores, highlights, and top stories available right from your computer or phone. The Locker Room on ConchoValleyHomepage.com. Log on and get in the game today.
Frontier's fiber optic gig service internet is here, with upload speeds 12 times faster than cable.
Finally, I can experience a humiliating loss to a 13-year-old without lagging out.
Finally, I can pull up, circle back, touch base, and unpack this.
Finally, we can watch 4K videos of people who desperately want our approval.
Do what cable can't with Frontier's gig service and our 3-year price guarantee for just $59.99 per month, plus a Visa reward card on us.
And we're back. We've touched on it already, but several teams had byes this week leading into district play, including 14 2A Division II.
Yeah, there are 5 Concho Valley teams in the district: Eldorado, Cristobal Junction, Miles, and Menard, with the addition of Rock Springs. And it's been one of those most competitive districts in the area in recent years.
It really has. The Cougars took home the district title last season, but looking to seal the crown this year is those Eldorado Eagles. They've looked like the real deal through 5 weeks. They're off to a perfect 4-0 start. Their high-powered offense is averaging 54.5 points per game. So here's how each team stacks up so far. It looks like last year's final district standings with Eldorado and Cristobal flipped. The Cougars suffered their first loss of the season to Roscoe in week 4. Rock Springs was a nice surprise last season, and the Angoras finished 3rd in the district. So far this year, they've only lost 1 game. It was to Harper in week 4. Junction has a winning record. They've lost to the Eagles only lost, or they have 2 losses. Miles and Menard are 1-4 in this district.
Right, and so now we're in District 14 2A Division II. It's between Menard and Junction. The Eagles have won the past 2 meetups. Most recently, a dominant 73-6 win last season. All 3 games kick off at 7:30 on Friday.
All right, so the other one there, Menard and Junction, the Battle of the Eagles, 7:30 p.m. next Friday, 2 Concho Valley teams. We didn't get to Mason and Ozona in 14 2A Division II. It ran a little heavy tonight, but district play, the key thing to remember from tonight's show, district play gets underway. Lakeview, back-to-back wins, going for a 3rd before they get district started. Central needs to win next Thursday. They play here at San Angelo Stadium against Midland High. They need to get that first win to avoid kind of falling out of the playoff picture. But other than that, football season's still plenty of time left, and teams still have plenty of time to make moves. So until then, we'll see you guys next week.
Inside the Game is sponsored by Mitchell Automotive Group.